got another project yet about to start, SL320 3.2 V6 Mercedes. Now this is a really good condition car, and that's what it's always best to start with. It does need a ton of work, plus it's coming for a full color change repaint. This car is going to get fully stripped down. All the mechanics are going to get done over. Might even have air ride and a full stereo install with a rear seat delete. So this is going to get really interesting really quickly. So let's take a look and show you exactly what we're going to start with. Right, so starting with the exterior of the car, it's covered in dust, but you can see it still looks really good. It's already had a repaint in this blue, so we're gonna have to do a lot of prep work to get this ready for paint, although it's pretty solid. Front arches have been rolled badly. They're not good at all, so we're gonna have to do some work on the front arches. I've got some poor filler work done. Back arches are really bad. I mean, they're not nice at all. So I think we're gonna have to put rear arches in there, possibly parts of the inners as well. But apart from metalwork, that is it. As far as we can see, it's just the 4 arches. I don't know, I think that's probably due to rot, that someone's put a load of filler into there. But you can tell someone's cut them back as well to put these big wheels on. So we are changing the wheels. They've got 20s all around at the moment. We're going to do 20s on the back, 19s on the front. It looks to me like it's already got a coilover kit on it because it is really low. Everything's going to get stripped off. Of course, we've got the hardtop, removable hardtop, which is a really nice feature to have. It's obviously got the retractable canvas roof under there, which needs to get redone as well. The canvas is good, but the windows are just yellowed. They're not good at all. They're not good quality at all. So that's going to get redone. Ton of work on the interior, which we're going to get into in a second. But aesthetically on the outside, it's going to look exactly like this. We're just going to fully strip it down, full repaint. We think at the moment it's going to go darker blue, a BMW blue, but that might change, but I think it'll look really cool that one. So I think we're going modern with it. I think we're going BMW paint, dark blue, different wheels, hopefully air ride, because it looked really cool, and full Alcantara interior. So it would give this car a more modern look and a different twist to what most people do with the Mercedes. Yeah, so the interior is bog standard at the moment, and it's just not a nice colour at all. So at first we was thinking, or the customer was thinking of doing the oak green on the outside and a terracotta tan leather interior, which would look mint. It would look beautiful, but it's the norm. It's what most people do to Mercedes. There's nothing wrong with that, but he also gave us the option of going more modern with it, Alcantara interior, and if it was mine, that's what I'd do. So I think that's what we're going to do. All the dashboard's going to get retrimmed. We think we're going piano black on all the mahogany, all the woodwork. Might get full retrim on the steering wheel if we can. New stereo. The owner's asked to get a rear seat delete as well, which I don't know what we're going to do on that yet, but I'm guessing because it's quite a big space to fill, I'm guessing you put a couple of 10-inch subs in there, a couple of amplifiers. There's no rear speakers in there at the moment, so maybe a couple of back speakers in there as well. We've got standard components which will change those out. I'm guessing a new head unit as well. So it's gonna kick, it really is. Carpet's got to get changed out for a black carpet, dark grey, something like that. But the rest of it, all the seats are gonna get retrimmed. Probably a different stitch pattern on the seats. We're sorting all that out at the moment. Obviously it's all getting stripped out. There's a lot of work to do on this car. It's an absolutely huge amount of work. But bodywork wise, compared to what we normally do, I hate to say it, but it's quite simple, apart from the back arches that need welding. But yeah, the rest of it, it looks really good condition. And it's always, we always say this when you're doing a car, start with the best car you can. It saves tons and tons of money if you're going to start with a wreck. All you're doing is putting that right first before you can start modifying. So yeah, this is a wicked basis to start with. It's going to be a fun one. This steering wheel is gone, absolutely gone, so that will get retrimmed. I'm not sure if they can actually retrim over the wooden sections. Hopefully they can. I just think it'll look a lot nicer. Get all this done. I also don't know if they can trim over all the wood. I think that would actually look quite nice in Alcantara. So that's another option rather than just painting it. This is broken. You have carpet section underneath the dash there, and on that side, I think that would be nice in Alcantara. If they can do that. There's a lot of plastics on this interior, which obviously you can't trim over vents and things like that. So there's a lot of plastics to paint. We got bits like this as well, so I'm gonna have to see if we can get black ones of those. I hope you can, because otherwise what we're gonna have to probably do, and I'm only thinking this, I'm just thinking out loud now because it's the first time I've seen this bit, with all these little light diagrams, if you like, on there, they would have to get laser etched onto it afterwards, because of course we can't leave that dark beige and have a grey Alcantara interior. It's just going to look stupid. So yeah, hopefully the plastics, I'm hoping the plastics will get replaced for black, which would look really sweet, to be fair. So there's a lot to do. Even the face on that, actually, the face inside the dials, that's dark beige as well, which could look a little bit strange. So yeah, it's all stuff like that. There's a lot to think about when you're doing cars like this. Either way, it's gonna look sick. One of the first jobs we're gonna do on this car is measure for new wheels, because although at first glance these wheels look pretty good and just need a new refurb, we're going for full custom wheels on this car. So this car came in with 20s all round. We're gonna change that to 20s on the back, 19s on the front. They also run a 20mm spacer, which we want to get rid of, because when you're going custom wheels, if you measure the wheel perfectly, you get away from needing those spacers completely, which is a lot safer and a lot easier. First up, we've got to jack the car up, get it onto axle stands, get it nice and safe. Then we're going to jack up the hub so the hub sits in the wheel at the perfect place, or ride height if you like. Although this car will be on coilovers later, it's already running, we think, lowered springs, or the suspension's knackered, because either way, it's sitting nice and low. And then we can put our offset calculator tool onto the hub. The offset calculator tool makes things so much easier than it used to be before these things were around, where you had to do the old school way with rulers and tape measures, and it was difficult. These offset calculator tools are so cheap. They're only £40 from eBay, and makes life so much easier and makes things very accurate, and you can see exactly where the lip of the wheel is going to sit in the arch. And normally you'll have a form like this to fill out. So there's quite a lot of measurements just to make sure that wheel is going to fit, which obviously is super important when you're spending thousands on a set of wheels. As this car has been sat around for quite a while now before the owner got his hands on it, we're going all out with a full service and a full recommission on this car. So we're doing a full service on this car. Spark plugs, oil filter, air filter, the lot. There's leaks on the rocker covers as well, so new gaskets on there, making sure this car has no oil leaks whatsoever. It needs quite a lot actually. A lot of these bushes are perished, which is what happens when you don't use cars, and cars of this age of course. Up next, we're going to fit coilover suspension. Now we did talk about fitting air on this, but owner decided to go for coilover suspension. So we found this kit called Yellow. Yep, yellow and black, but the company is called Yellow, and there's not many kits available for this car, but this kit looks really good. So on the back we've got separate coil and shock, which are both height adjustable, and on the front we've got your standard coilover shock. The quality of these looks great. When setting the height on coilovers, it really is suck it and see for the first time you drop the car down, because you're guessing at where to put the coils and the height of them, but side to side measure them so they're exact. Front to back, you're not too sure, so drop the car down on the wheels, measure the height. It probably sits too low or it sits too high. It's very rare you get it perfect first time. Jack it up, make any necessary adjustments, and then you're all set for that test drive. There are a load of plastic trims on this car as well, which again at first glance they look pretty good, but on second look, unfortunately there are a few little cracks on them which needed to be repaired, which weren't that bad, but the paint on there, although it didn't look bad, the original paint wasn't prepped properly, and a lot of this paint was just flaking off on the edges, blowing off with an airline, because basically they hadn't sanded the paint underneath and it hadn't adhered properly. Sometimes it's just easier to strip everything back to standard bare plastic and start again, which is what we've had to do for quite a lot of the plastics on this car. Now the car's all fully serviced, it's time to jump onto the bodywork, and for that we're going to jump onto the arches first, because this looks like the worst areas to do. First thing to do is remove all that paint and filler. We can tell there's a load of filler on there that just shouldn't be on there, and see what we're dealing with. So Dan's going to strip that all back to bare metal, and it's been painted quite a few times and painted quite badly with flaky painting areas, so it's just easier to strip all that paint off and see what we're dealing with first up. Now someone's tried to roll these arches in the past but do it badly, And normally when you roll an arch for fitting bigger wheels, you roll the lip on the inside or cut the lip off the arch. On this, they've trimmed it back but then unfolded it to the outside, almost trying to make some sort of small wide arch conversion, but doing it really badly, covering it with filler and then covering the inside with sealer, which looked an absolute mess. So it's time for us to put this back to standard. Now this is the same for both front wings. They're both exactly the same. And apart from that, they're both in pretty good condition. It's a shame the same can't be said for the back ones. Now these are pretty much the same. They're full of filler, full of sealer on the inside, and will take quite a bit more work to get right. After that, we'll get them all into epoxy primer and then start the filler work. So the Mercedes SL plastics are pretty much all ready for primer now. Now, you can see they've needed quite a bit of work. Now the door has actually had a big bump on it at some point, which we've sorted, or Simon sorted, and they had way too much filler in it before and a lot of product on there. So the repair now, because we've actually panel beaded the dent out like it should have been done in the first place, rather than just filling it, very minimal filler put in there as well. So this was also heated up. It actually dented the plastic as well. It stayed there. Normally with plastics, if you dent a panel and the plastic goes in with it, a lot of the time when you take the tension off the plastic, remove the plastic, that goes back to where it was. You just repair the metal, but this had stayed where it was. So we've heated this up, pulled this back into shape and given that a skim, so that's all good now. You can see lots of little repairs. There's a few cracks on these panels as well. And the thing is, we were quite lucky with these plastics as well, because it's white plastic. You can't actually plastic weld this stuff. And we were very lucky that, you know, can't find an example here, but things like that were just cracked just on the corner. So what we've done, epoxy resin from the inside, glue it back together, little repair on the outside, and these cracks were small, to be fair. Otherwise, it's easy to just replace the panel. So yeah, very lucky with those, but yeah, they're all ready for high build primer now. With those, we'll epoxy prime them first, plastic prime and epoxy, just seal it, and then we'll high build prime them, and then a lot of flatting, then we can get them painted. But these are all brand new when they're done, and there's quite a lot of plastics. Need a new front bumper, still waiting for that, but the rest of it, we'll get in primer. Right, so now the plastics and the doors and the wings are all primed. Next up is to get the body done, and we're in a rush because we're really close to just getting this thing done today. So, which would be really nice, because then it obviously leaves tomorrow free to crack on with some flatting and get to the booth free as well for another job. So we're not far off done masking this now. And as you can see, most of this car is panels. And everything's off the car. We've got the bonnet and the boot. We've left them on the car just because it's easier to prime them. They'll come off the paint. But the body itself, it's 2/4 and door shuts. There's nothing to the body itself. So it does make painting the body quite a quick job, but then there's a lot of panels, like I say. So when it comes to painting, because the booth's only so big, it will no doubt be done in about 3 different sessions, if you like, painting sessions. So we'll probably get the body done first. Then we'll do separate batches of panels. The reason I like to do the body first is that once the body's done, and once the panels are done then, well, once the body's done, you can start building the car up. And then once the panels are done, they can go off the panel stands straight onto the car. Of course, you don't have to be super careful with the priming, with the masking for primer, as much as you do for paint, I'd say. So that's why you can rush it a little bit more. You have to be always very meticulous when it comes to masking for paint. Now the car's in primer, it's the perfect time to end this video, and we've done a ton of work to get this car to this stage. I mean, we've done coilovers, full service, full recommission. We've made a start on the base box, which is basically a back seat delete, which is going to come up in the next video, and that's going to look super trick when that's trimmed out. And I can't wait for the whole interior to come back fully trimmed. The dashboard, everything is getting trimmed in grey Alcantara. We're going to start blocking off all the panels now. They're going to start to get painted next week. We're going to see this transform into one awesome looking custom retro modern twist SL. So it's going to get exciting. So stick around, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.